Yeah,
Art Night Crew.
I think it's
Oh,
running.
yeah.
There we go.
We're rolling.
Alright.
We're live.
Let's do this.
Ready?
I don't know why I'm nervous now. Because all of your presentations were so good.
I literally, I was so chill going up to sit there because I'm like, it's just my buds. I'm just talking about, astrology. It's so much fun. And then, my voice starts shaking. I'm so nervous.
Yeah, you start presenting and you're like, this is funny to me. Is it funny to anybody else?
Yeah, that's exactly like
Oh.
the whole time.
That is the mood, yeah.
I
You're
was
like, are my jokes
terrified.
gonna land?
I am so worried because I try to do a bit and then
You
it's
got
like
this.
there's okay, the bits are not anyway, I don't care.
You got
Start.
this.
The
We're
bits are
getting
not
in,
spread
we're
out.
getting in, go, go.
Okay, so just click.
Use the arrows properly. Oh yeah.
Aww.
Did you draw us?
Sorry.
Sorry to disappoint, Tom. Oh, wow.
He did.
Oh, gosh.
Are we gonna cry?
Probably.
No. Oh, no.
I love Elma.
I like how we're starting the night with roasting and we're ending the night with roasting.
But not S tier. We're
I'm
done.
ready.
No kidding.
No. That was just a bit. I'm
I
not
want to
good.
be D tier. Lowest tier friend.
I have to be A.
It's in my name.
So, okay, you did a self-portrait of me. That's good.
No.
Alright.
But no, that was just a bit. That would actually happen in the end.
It
That's not the actual topic.
I
I'm
thought
sorry.
of making this joke
sorry.
too, but I was like, it's too mean.
I want
We're all
someone to do
so
this.
nice to each
PowerPoint
other.
night 2. Someo's got to do this.
Genuinely, yeah, someone should.
Okay,
I
but
want
you have to put
roast
every
them.
single person either in S tier or you have to put every single person in D tier.
Just talk about how we're all the worst.
Everyone takes off
Just
the whole
self
body.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Like,
Explanation,
Guys,
translation,
alright.
and ego.
But
Alright,
no,
we're back.
that was just a bit. That was just a bit. My real
Alright.
topic is not as fun. But so I wanted to do something that is going to be productive, but it's not spoilery. So it's like it can't be Metal Gear, it can't be Resident Evil, but I need to be productive. So I thought my actual topic should be, do you have an idea for a presentation here? That's last minute inspiration, last minute panic. So this was a really inspiring
Of course.
for me. So this is my topic,
Nice.
my comics,
Oh,
and then the art that I hope to finish before I die. So this is actually very important. I don't know if you noticed, I do not make any plans.
Astrology.
Live.
Let's do this.
Ready?
I don't know why I'm nervous now. Because all of your presentations were so good.
I literally, I was so chill going up to sit there because I'm like, it's just my buds. I'm just talking about, astrology. It's so much fun. And then, my voice starts shaking. I'm so nervous.
Yeah, you start presenting and you're like, this is funny to me. Is it funny to anybody else?
Yeah, that's exactly like the whole time.
That is the mood, yeah.
I
You're
was
like, are my jokes
terrified.
gonna land?
I am so worried because I try to do a bit and then
You
it's
got
like
this.
there's okay, the bits are not anyway, I don't care.
You got
Start.
this.
The
We're
bits are
getting
not
in,
spread
we're
out.
getting in, go, go.
Okay, so just click.
Use the arrows properly. Oh yeah.
Aww.
Did you draw us?
Sorry.
Sorry to disappoint, Tom. Oh, wow.
He did.
Oh, gosh.
Are we gonna cry?
Probably.
No. Oh, no.
I love Elma.
I like how we're starting the night with roasting and we're ending the night with roasting.
But not S tier. We're
I'm
done.
ready.
No kidding.
No, that was just a bit. I'm
I
not
want to
good.
be D tier.
Loath to your friends.
I have to be A.
It's in my name.
Someone can you do a self-portrait of me? That's good.
No. But no, that was just a bit. That would actually happen in the end. That's not the actual topic.
I
I'm
thought
sorry.
of making this joke
I'm sorry.
too, but I was like, it's too mean.
I
We're
want
all
someone to do
so
this.
nice to each
PowerPoint
other.
night 2. Someone's got to do this. Genuinely, yeah, someone should.
Okay,
I
but
want
every, you have to put
gross
every
out.
single person either in S tier, or you have to put every single person in D.
Just talk about how we're all the worst.
Everyone takes
Not
off
the
your
whole
self
audience.
first.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Like,
Explanation
Guys.
translated
Alright.
from ego.
But no, that was just a bit. My
Alright,
real
alright.
topic is not as fun. But so I wanted to do something that is going to be productive, but it's not spoilery. So it's like it can't be Metal Gear, it can't be Resident Evil, but it's a bit productive. So I thought my actual topic should be, like, do you have an idea for a presentation here? Last minute inspiration, last minute panic. So this was a really inspiring
Of course.
for me. So this is my topic,
Nice.
my comics.
Oh,
And then the art that I hope to finish before I die. So this is actually very important. I don't know if you know this. I do not make any plans with any of you in not adding extra plans if I can't draw much. Because I don't know, I'm panicking so much all the time with like the stuff. So I like, and it's like, now I feel bad because like I'm using it to like get ahead in my thing, to be productive, using the art night
It's fine.
to be productive.
I mean,
That's
that's
what our
literally
night
how
is
it's
for.
I know, it is what it's
So-
for. We made it for that. But anyway, part 1 is they made me do it, which is my influences, how I got here, what comics made me jealous or inspired. Part 2 is the Philippines, Pokemon, comics about friends versus villains and school relationships, our stories. Part 3 is being in Canada, I want to be better at ink, architecture project, dating a comic book artist, and collaborating. Part 4 is write that down, which is whenever me and a friend
Good idea.
have an idea. And part 5 is the Archiverse plus the pandemic. And this is like the stuff after I quit my job, and kind of like the new ideas and how like there's a theme going on. This is the meat and potatoes tonight. I spent 2-3 weeks on part 1. And then this week
It's a classic project.
this week on part 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
and this morning on here.
Put up the
Hey
100
guys,
slides,
morning
60
is
are the
the
last
meat of
one.
this.
Because I wanted to save it for last, but like obviously this is what happened. This is me this morning. So I have 15 hours, and I did
Oh
half.
my god.
I have 15 hours before the deadline. I was already 83 hours in, so I have like half of it to do.
God damn.
So I needed 83 hours this morning. So I need like 1 slide per comic that I productive. But get ready for 1 slide per second. This is what it looked like when I was working on it. There's no way to delete a page, I think. So if you add a page, you gotta commit to a page. So they made me do it. So remind me to do this part fast because I spend more time on part 5.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do
So
fast.
this is-
Fast.
This is where I started with Jughead. Bazooka Joe is a comic book in bubblegum.
Yeah.
And Jughead is how my first comics that I saw from my cousin. I like funny pictures. That's what I learned. This is like Spawn, Legion, Death
Oh
Blow,
yes.
Cybernary.
Spawn.
And then I realized that there are darker comics than colorful Marvel versus DC
Mhm.
stuff. Because like I didn't gravitate towards that when I was a kid because I find it too
Oh, it's
colorful. And then I
Lobo,
realized
okay.
these things exist. The next part is Harry Potter and Dante's Inferno. So when
Interesting mix.
when I first saw these,
Oh, very
I
similar.
was like, oh, those are cool. Like those like fantasy stories about like like young people. And then I realized, not
What is Dante?
Dante.
Like, that is
40?
the best explanation of Dante's Inferno.
Not Dante.
It's just a story about young people. It's just what they go through.
Hell. Literally.
And then I tried to write my own story, but what happened was I wrote like 3 characters, and then they're in school, and then there's a guy named like Quinn. I was like, this sounds so much like Quirrell, and I realized I'm just like rewriting Harry Potter. I'm like,
I've been there.
I know, right? And because you're like 10, and you're like absorbing, and then you're regurgitating, and then
Yeah.
and then that kind of gave me a fear of reading. So I didn't read for like a couple of years. I was like, only draw. You're never gonna read. You can only draw.
That way it's always original.
Yeah,
That's the
I
idea here?
did that
Okay.
stupid thing. And then there's like, there's a exclamation point in the top left. That means it's key. Key, double key. This is double key. Double key. Double key
Damn.
means like double the influence. This is the first major influence that I have. This is a Pokemon. This is Jessie and
Said something with a
Jessie and James engaged with a ring, and she's pregnant. And
What?
oh no, this is the censored version. Originally, she does not have not important.
Sounded pretty important.
The thing
I
is
need
like,
to know for science.
Yes.
but they're just actually just telling her mom what went down. It was a letter to their mom, her mom,
Oh, no.
his mom. So basically, this Pokemon is a big influence on me because it started influenced my first comic book. This is the first time I actually wanted to do a comic book after reading this. Because look at this Charizard. Every other Charizard growing, this is 1999, so there's only 151 Pokemon at the time. Plus Lugia was teased in the comic.
Yeah.
But look at that Charizard. Look at the Electabuzz. Look
So
at
was that
Pikachu's
comic
weird.
actually
Look at the
printed
weird
or
finger on
something?
Pikachu. So this comic is drawn like this, which is
Okay.
like insane in 2000, and it's like I have never seen a more beautiful Pokemon comic before or since. Like, and then this made me realize I want to draw comics for once, and then I bought this comic book randomly, and then I saw this comic about a guy trying to capture a fish so he can buy his way out of this island to kill it for the villagers. And then I realized that man versus nature genre exists because I never read like Moby Dick or anything. Because I've always thought like comic book is like Superman versus Batman versus stuff. Like I didn't know it could just be like a guy dealing with shit, trying to get through stuff. So it doesn't have to be like man versus mom. It could be man versus nature.
I got PVE
Mhm.
unlocked.
Exactly. And then I got into like Initial D from like the arcade and then Air Gear, which kind of taught me how to like. It's all about like the inking. And it's like you gotta ink and like. You can draw black and white. You don't have to color because like that was like
Yeah.
my big aversion before in comics. Like, I don't like coloring. So, and then I read this like how to draw manga, which has this part that says how to make. I not hated, but like I did not like the series. But this one part was so good because it's all about making a panel exciting. Because look at this guy. This guy is like in the room. This guy's sitting in the room, but this guy's sitting on the edge of the panel, and it's all about. You don't.
Which one is the most engaging?
Because like you know this guy's sitting,
Yeah.
but
You don't need to see it.
you
all.
don't need to see damn shit, right?
Yeah.
So like there's always more interesting angle to use. This stuck to me. Probably the most important. This panel is the most important thing in my entire education and like in all those years. And then I got into DeviantArt, and then I saw Ope the Warhead, Clue Dog, Kim Jung-gi does comics, and Spoonbard does comics. So I learned that there's way more comics out there on the internet after around like the mid 2000s. And then I read into like Batman and the Killing Joke and then Final Crisis. So I never read superhero stuff, and then I realized that the superhero genre ain't so bad. I just haven't found like the tragic ones. I just like I realized that I really like the tragic stories. It's like Final Crisis was the first time I read a long comic book. It was the guy from school. His name is Mark. He is the guy from the wood shop. It's like reading week. It's like, no, what are you doing for reading week? Nothing. He just tossed me a comic book. Read this. It's like, okay. And then I read the whole thing and like, it's cool.
I did
Oh
not
no
read
no
it.
he took it literally and he gave it to me, and then it's like I read it, and then that was the first time I felt like that momentum. So I like it felt like a movie. So that I didn't realize that like that's why a graphic novel is so thick, you know, like because that's the difference between a thin one and a long one. And then and then around like early university. You read that one?
No, like I have your copy.
Oh, okay. Sorry for.
You need to read it.
I'm reading it.
So I read Uzumaki for the first time, and I was like, It's like, don't read this, said my friend. And like I read it, and then for the first time in my entire life, I never read a lot of books because of my Harry Potter incident. But the first time in my life, I realized that that was the first time I was scared of opening a book. Like flipping a page to see what's next, because I saw like someone was able to build up something.
Yeah, I was the same way, but it was the Amigura fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one, I read that too young.
He was such a
That
good.
freaked
He
me
was
out
such a
for
good like designer of like the pace.
Oh, yeah.
And so the first time I felt fear flipping a page, and then I realized that their fear follows after. So just like just the gist of the
Stays
story
with
is
you.
like people get obsessed
Yeah.
with the spiral. So I was reading it, and then like this girl really had a crush on her. She just shows up at school. I was reading in the middle of like the studio. There was nobody there, and then she shows up. She never shows up. She shows up. She's like, "What are you reading?" Which is weird. And then I saw her earring had the spiral. I was like,
Oh.
"Why? Why do you have
It's
that?"
It's the simplest but most horrifying fears
You'll
that
see it.
writes on.
So yeah, I'll started seeing it, and then I was like, I went home to our apartment, and then I went to the kitchen, and then I started seeing the spiral in the
I would
element.
literally die.
I was like, oh, now I started seeing it. So it's a fear that follows after. And then blankets, I read after. I bought this for my girlfriend at the time, and then I was like, because the art was pretty, and then I did not care for what it was. I gave it to her, and then she was like, "Did you read this?" Like, no, why? Because this is literally your life story. I'm like, I didn't read it. I was like, no, this is you. You should read it. I was like, okay. So this is about a guy who was born in like what do you call that? Very religious family, and he's an artist, but his religion and his art is kind of like at odds. And then he meets this girl. It's a coming of age story. The character's really named Craig, so he's not hiding that it's like his himself fiction, but it's very beautiful and it's very artistic. And it made me realize that like the next thing I learned is that autofiction is cool and it's doable, and it's not really cringe to talk about yourself. You can just be real. It's like the only way to be original, really. I think it's 100% guaranteed original, even if your life sounds like somebody else. And then Solanin is a second one. So Pokemon made me decide to try comics. This comic made me decide to confirm I have to do it.
Key.
Yeah, key. So the key is like I must do it. This is 100% confirmed. This is what I have to do. Like I have to do it. This was me. I was still in like the last 2 years of university, and I read this, and so remember I gave my like girlfriend at the time, what do you call that? Blankets, and then she gave me this as like a counter gift. So this was no spoilers, but like this is a group of friends who this is all about the life of like people who after graduation, and then like you know how that feeling of being lost after graduation, like do you want to do a job, do you want to start a band, what do you do with a relationship, what do you do with a job? And it's just very pure, because like this is the first time I ever read slice of life. So to me, like slice of life was like, oh shit, I didn't know you can make a story about just doesn't have to be fantastical or epic, or it's just like people dealing with shit, like awesome. And then obviously I'm not gonna go through these, but these are like the other influences that I had. So I realized that I read a lot, but I don't read enough, so I need to fall back
I like
on
Architecture Time.
Architecture Time is by this girl called Angeli Marzan. We met. I saw her work at DeviantArt, and then I messaged her and I said, "I love your art," and it turns out she was a fan of my art through DeviantArt.
Cute.
So we've known each other's art for years, but we never met, and I already left the country before we started talking. And she's another reason like I wanted to do like architecture comics. And then this one is called Understanding Comics: The Invisible Art.
This one's on my thesis.
Yeah,
I quoted them.
it was a great book,
Yeah.
right? So this book is like an academic analysis on art. So you can tell a story about this many panels, and then 12 panels, and then 6 panels, and eventually 2 panels. So it's just basically, it's nice to just have all these lifelong things that you learn, and then suddenly you learn, you do everything, and then you read the tutorial at the end, and it's like, oh shit, I was understanding what he's doing. I'm just reconfirming it academically. And then another key is this artist. It's called Inio Asano. So this became my favorite artist now. I don't know if you guys read this work, but this is my favorite artist and my favorite genre. So he does work about like heavy shit. Like I read this during like a really heavy like bout of like depression and it's like I waited till like it was like sad times, and I bought like all the book was this thick. And then he has like like serious stuff about like sex, violence, and like careers and stuff. Like look at this guy. It's like, am I gonna be in the story? I don't know. The protagonist will be pretty dumb. It's like that girl is like calling him out. It's like, I know you're only just hanging out with me to put me in a comic book. So I was like, called out. So like 2.5 is the Philippines. I'm going fast. So yeah, so the first ever recorded Don comic is the Voltorb versus Weepinbell. Remember this? When so I read this amazing thing, and this is what I could come up with immediately after. I was like, I could do that. And then that came out.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
Horrible. It was this
Great.
small, and it was like Electrode versus Weepinbell. I can't just remember if I chose Electrode because he's easy to draw, or he became my favorite because he's easy to draw. Pages 1, story 100%, art 100%,
Nice.
status masterpiece.
Yes.
The last.
I like
thing
the
there
hockey
is
card
adorable.
specs.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
perfect
it is to be continued. So that came with like 4 more follow-ups, but they were way better, and I lost them and they're scanned. Anyway, so this is a comparison between the 2000 when I first started,
Yeah.
and this is like 2
That's
years
sick.
ago. So this is,
Oh wow.
and then this like took all day, and this took like an
You
hour.
finished that very quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like Val asked like there was a thing with the Pokemon people, and I was like, I should just redraw
Sick.
He draws so fucking fast.
my
That
favorite thing.
Zapdos there.
Yeah, it's like this is how I used to draw lightning, you know. But the thing is, like, I would think that what's in my head
Yeah,
look
looks
the
like
same.
that.
But
It's
now
how
I
you
could,
make the head thing look like.
yeah, now I can pull it off, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's crazy.
Sorry, this is just me talking about
No,
myself.
it's great.
But this is what we're all been doing. Okay, so the next comic I did was like Comics 1 Alpha, because I drew that there was gonna be a part 2 after this, because I was like confident. For some reason, I was gonna jump from like a 5-page comic to an 87-page comic 2 years later. And I did 87 pages of this. So this entire comic is entirely like my friend Clemente versus Venom, my friend
Yes.
Twazun versus War Machine, my friend Justin versus Dracula,
Sick.
my friend
It's like an
Jericho
MMA fight.
versus Juggernaut. So it's basically grabbing my friends, putting them against like Marvel DC characters. Because it's really just like my friend would go like, Don, can you draw me? I'm like, okay. I had no boundaries, man. I just like I would draw like a 20, 30 page comic for like a guy that is just sitting across the classroom, and I didn't hate it, but I was also just like doing it for like everybody. So, but it was like a lot of, and then obviously I did like a part 2. In the same year, I drew like another 33 pages. I didn't get to color, but it was 33 pages. Didn't get to color, and then I was doing better, but I'm also like I'm realizing like color is hard. I should just not color. So that's 2002. 2 years later, I was like, no. I can do a longer story, because those were like multiple short stories compiled in one notebook, hardbound. It's like no. What if I do like a whole rabies? Yes.
Let's go.
So this is like a 49-page comic. I was just fresh out of Lord of the Rings and Two Towers, Return of the King. So I was really into like castle sieges, and it's like I went to an all-boys Catholic school, technical school. So I would always have like power tools. We would always have drafting tools. We would always be around computers, electronics, and you're like teenage boys. So everything to you is a weapon, right? Like a T-square is a weapon. Set square is a weapon. You know, the L, the triangle, everything is a weapon. So it's like all these ideas and like, right? And you do all the fights with your friend, and then suddenly, like, okay, 49-page comic, and then it's like, I was just writing it on the fly too. And then it was filled so much, I did 49 pages that I had to do like a second book, slightly thicker. I did 65 pages on this one. And after 65 pages, see this script? It was taped at the back of the notebook. It was the remainder of that story. So that's within the same year. I inked this entire thing, but I couldn't do it here. So like, the star signs earlier was like just having this, it's like, oh, inadequate, you gotta complete it. And in 2005, I met another friend, his name's Patrick. He is like one of my closest friend in university, in high school. And then I saw this guy's drawing at the canteen. He was drawing like some badass like car. And I was like, I passed by him, it's like, oh shit, that guy's good. Because up to that point, I thought I was good.
This is really good.
It's still very good.
It's
I can't
crazy.
believe this is a year after.
Yeah.
Oh,
from
right,
the
yeah,
other
after
one.
this shit, yeah.
Yeah, like this is there's such an
That's insane.
upgrade. Yeah.
So I was like,
Like skill boost.
I saw this guy. I was like, oh shit, he good, but he doesn't know me, and I don't know him. I was like, this is kind of like this worry. And then the year later, we became friends, and then I was like, oh, were you that guy? He was like drawing this. Like, oh yeah, that was you. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't remember him. I remember his drawing. And then we became friends and showed each other drawings. Like, oh shit, you're that kid. And then realized that we liked each other's work. We just never talked to each other. So, and then we got really into like Initial D drawing. So. And then
Whoa.
the same year, I saw an ad about Gungrave, and it's a video game for the PS2. And then I thought like that could be cool for like this national hero of ours got executed, and then he was like, I was like, what if we make him like a gunslinger? You've seen like Abraham Lincoln versus zombies, so it's kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
And then the hospital is just me just practicing, and then realizing that like maybe I could do like a one-page story,
Oh,
right?
So cool.
And then I started doing like November Rain. It's like, okay, what if I like actually finish? So I'm already coming out of like the 100-page comics, right? From 2 years ago. I'm like, I can't do that. I gotta do like short. I found a short story on the internet, like 2006. It was very like emo days. It's like I found this short story about like a guy who gets a message from his dead girlfriend, and it's kind of looks for her.
Oh.
It's like, ooh, I like that spooky vibe. Let's like do a spin on it. Let's do like a version of it. So I started getting more confident with my inking, and I got all the way this far, and then like I had to like stop it because I don't know, I got busy with like finals in high school. So this was like my first one of my first uploads on the DeviantArt, and then it's like when people was like cliffhanger, like I know I hate to disappoint, but like I can't finish it because I don't know. I don't have it for this one because this came at the end when I was just working. It's like I remember I made the spider comic, I couldn't find it. Spider fights are a thing for Filipino childhood. You capture spiders like Pokemon, you make them fight, and then they eat each other. And it was a very brutal like sport as a kid, and then it's just like it's a thing you do. It's kind of like playing with tops or playing cards, but you do it with like real creatures. So I was like, I love playing that as a kid. It was banned in our school, but I was like, I can make a little story about that one. I got about like 2 pages in, so now I'm like I have like so. Have you ever seen this TV music video? No. So this music video is about a guy. Anyway, it's a K-pop music video from the 2001, and I was like, it was so tragic that I wanted to draw it. I did like about 3 pages, and then this one is sorry for the imagery here, and then I drew this 3 times. This was one of the first. I drew this character another time when I was hanging out with Amanda. On I don't know. You were sick. It was Valentine's Day or something.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to draw? It was
Yeah.
like proto art night shit, and I was like, oh, we could. So she was sick. I brought some soup, and we were drawing, and then I drew like a 3rd version of this one. I didn't leave it, but basically, this was. You remember the guy who was I was learning Initial D from? So we was like drawing like I was drawing like the cars and Initial D, and I was like, yo, what if we made like World War III, but Hitler survives and starts making like this secret army? So we went from like, where are we now? We went from this, and then the next year I was like, yeah, this is
Crazy.
better. And then in February 18, 2007, I had my first breakup with this girl that I dated for a very short time. So I had a,
Hilarious how much content you got out of that short relationship.
oh yeah. Oh wait.
Did you bring something?
Yeah, I did. He brought props.
This for later.
Shit.
You can pass it around.
Oh my god.
But so the 2000 in February 18, 2007, what happened was I got my first breakup, and then what do you call that? Now I'm lost. Oh, so I went through my first breakup, and my friends were asking about it. So everyone was like asking me like, "Don't what happened? Don't what happened? Don't what happened?" I was like, the most efficient way to deal with this is to just write a comic. So I drew the breakup. So it was raining, and I was so happy that it was raining. It's like
You're like picturesque, perfect.
and it's like if I'm gonna have my first break, so I thought like that it was like there's something wrong with me. Like I really wanted all these breakups, to happen in the rain. Because I was like, but I was very happy because, you know, she cheated. So, which makes it like simple, so I can focus on just like getting through it, not like conflicting like emotions. So, but after I drew the breakup and then the whole class read it, and then I had this hat, and so this is me in 2006.
I love the outfit matching.
That's cute as fuck.
So I'm
As
wearing,
long as my cap stays blue.
yeah. So this is a replica of that hat. This is not the real
Not the
copy
OG
of
hat.
that hat. So after I drew the breakup comic, people were like, "Well, what's the story?" You know, it's like, "What is the story behind that breakup?" So I was like, "Shit! Now I have to draw from the beginning." So I drew the 10 weeks that led up to that breakup, from when I met the girl, and all the way until we broke up. So this was the longest one I've ever had at that point. So this is 2007 now. So chapter 1 was 18 pages. We meet, and then we told each other that we like each other. So there's 18 pages in this chapter, in one of those books. So each book is a chapter. Chapter 2 was 18 pages. So this was me finally asking her out to be my girlfriend, and then this is my, look at that awkward first kiss.
It's beautiful.
Because that's, you're
It
stupid.
perfectly
That's how it happens.
100%
It's
what a
great,
first
though.
kiss is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what's
No
going
one
on.
knows.
No one, I didn't know.
The first one, no one knows.
Yeah, she had 5 like boyfriends at the time, so I think she
yes.
knows. I don't know. And we went to like the top of the top of the hill with like the moon because I had to draw it, and doesn't mean that I'm always looking for a scene, but I just put a scene every single time, but it just happens. But this was intentional. I was just trying to like get to the fucking something cool to draw, you know. So it was messed up because like even back then I was aware that I was doing this like intentionally, and it's like maybe I wasn't guilty then, but I was kind of guilty after many years. Anyway, page 3, chapter 3. I was like, okay, now I'm like on this high. I'm telling all my friends. I'm telling my family. I'm telling my friends. Knowing all the ex-boyfriends. This is like before Scott Pilgrim. Like so I was like listing all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 4 I was realizing this is a very toxic like neighborhood where everyone had drama. You ever been to like a place or like a circle of people?
Yes.
Where we're just like,
Oh, yeah.
why? I was like, I was just trying to date this one girl. Like, why is your neighbor, why is your relatives, why is all your friends is it, I don't know, why is it toxic? And then like, so this is me just like losing it. And then chapter 5 is like, why now my classmates are getting involved because they mastermind in this thing. They were like, oh, this girl likes you, and then they told this girl like, oh, this guy likes you. So they made this whole thing just to give me a girlfriend, and then now they're all dealing with it. And then chapter 6 was like, I was like, who do I trust? And then do I trust this girl? Do I trust all my lifelong friends, or do I trust this girl I've just met like recently? Chapter 7 was so I started the drawings looking like, this is what she looked like at chapter 1, and then this is what she looked like at chapter 7. This was over the course of a summer, and I base my entire life over this summer. I am trying to reach this level of productivity. This is 1 page every day for an entire summer break, so I can get to like 100 pages.
Damn. Wow.
And I could not do that anymore because I'm not 17. I'm not 16 years old, so I can't do that. I want to do that. I can't do it. So it ends in when I was in university because I dated a second girl and she told me to stop. Super fair. I was like sad about it, and I was like, no, be a mature adult, and like you're dating someone new, and if you're dating someone who's drawing a 100-page comic about their ex-girlfriend, it's kind of like it's kind of like not fair. She was a very nice person, and this is just anyway. Canada now. I moved to Canada, and then I was like, I was very sad about moving to Canada
There.
because I was dating second girlfriend, and then I was like, I feel like I was starting over because I just finished like high school, and then I finished university, and then I'm moving back here just to go back to high school because I was too young, and I didn't have a degree, so I was like, I feel like I'm starting over. So I drew this as part of my portfolio, but the good thing is like I'm learning how to like do better. I wish I could zoom, but like those are gray inks because I erased the black ink. And then this is one of my
Wow.
most famous drawings in DeviantArt. I drew this, and then they gave it a daily deviation, which is
Yeah.
a award that you get.
I think I saw this back in the day.
Yes, it was 2009. It was
Yeah.
posted. It was posted, plastered all across the website,
Yeah.
and it just shows like the whole website, all the little quirks that the website has. That, Kiri bands, like commissions,
Yeah.
getting mail, art thieves, deleting is a bar, the art block bar, every other character. I messaged all these people and put them as a feature, and then it got famous that they made like a competition for it. So, and then we went to so now I went to university, and then for the entire first year
Oh
drawing
my god, is that
class,
Steve?
yeah, Steve
I
Fine.
was gonna say that's
Fuck
studio.
yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
So our entire drawing class was all about like drawing in pencil, and so I drew in pencil for the entire class, and I was like really itching. You've seen how many years I've been drawing in ink, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm being graded to draw in pencil. I don't know how to draw in pencil. And so I finally get to the final drawing. It's like, can we draw with any medium? Like, yeah, just draw a comic book base. So it was perfect. So there was a drawing class all over pencil, and then the final project was draw a day in the life, a day, not even like a whole relationship, just a day in the life of an architecture student, in ink or in any medium, also in ink. So I was like, how much time we got? 2 weeks. So I stayed in school for 10 days. I did not go home. I showered at school and then slept at my desk, and I just I worked every day.
The
So
longest I ever did was the 3-day stretch, and that was disgusting.
yeah. So this
I
was
don't know how you do that.
this was probably my longest, and this was the first semester in my 7 years in university. So I think that's my longest stint, was the 10 days at school. But I got a comic book out of it. This was 10 pages, and like gave me a perfect mark for it. Anyway, so now we are going to 2012, which is like 3 years after this, third year now, third girlfriend now. So we got the first girlfriend, which has the breakup comic, second girlfriend who told me to stop the comic, the most picturesque stuff that I've ever done with a person. But at that point, I did not have any more energy. I was moving countries. I was long distance. I was like, I cannot draw. What I did was paint. I just paint, and they were painting. So now I'm like third year now in university, and I met another girl who said, what are you doing for reading week? Oh, I'm staying here. Like, where do you live? I live in Ottawa. All my friends live in Toronto. And it's like, I asked, one of my favorite things to ask if I am interested in someone, I asked them what their dream is. And I shit you not, this girl told me her dream is to make and publish a comic book. I was like,
You're like sold.
so she said she wants to make a comic. She said she wants to make a comic book. You know this person. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but it doesn't
I
mean
could
me,
tell
it doesn't
from
mean-
the image. I
Yeah,
think
so-
that we spoiled.
So they know who this person is. So this is this is Mimi, and then she.
Yeah.
So we decided, like, what are we gonna make a comic book about? Well, what do we know? So let's make a comic book about architecture school. And it's like, this is the first time I had a main character who is a woman. So in my entire life, I've been drawing like dudes. So now I have like a main girl character. I was like, you handle that. I will handle the guy characters. You'll handle the girl characters. That seems like fair. Like, yeah, I'm not used to writing girls. You're not used to writing guys. Like, oh, let's do that. And then, so obviously we end up in a Twilight situation because we're gonna write the girl and we're gonna write the two guys. So she is half French, half Japanese. So we wrote a French girl and the Japanese girl as best friends. So we put like all the French stuff on this girl. She likes piano. She thinks that taking her photo taken is taking away from her soul. It's more like a Japanese thing, really. And then this Japanese girl has all her like clumsiness and her like kind of messiness, and she's very like funny. She's very reserved. So she split her personality into two characters. I split my personality into two characters that I did not even show here, because This is the most important comic in this entire fucking presentation, and I did this at 5 o'clock. So I did this last, so it's the worst presented thing, but it's the most important one. But
Oh.
I know the characters
so
that you did for this one, so.
so I made the character
Dolph.
called Sid, and then made a character called Aldo. So Sid is the extrovert, the most popular guy at school. Me, right? Because I am.
It's true.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Don.
Yeah.
Absolutely everyone knows Don.
So I am like the popular character. I made the popular character, and then obviously, and then I made the second character, the introvert character, because as popular as I am in the entire morning at the school, when everybody goes home, I am still at school, working.
Yeah.
So that I made that entire character a separate thing. So we have Owl, and we have Sid. So we you know like she goes through her entire architecture school, super toxic. That was why I was a bit guilty when you were talking about your presentation about what's that play called?
Which one?
The super red
Dear
flaggy
Evan.
guy, the yikes guy.
Oh, Evan.
Yeah.
Dear
Yeah, because
Evan.
I was just like making a story, and then we were writing a story, and it's like the story about how like every time she wakes up, the guy is there, the extrovert guy. She always wakes up with a blanket because she's so happy. She wakes up with a blanket. Oh, she put a blanket on me, because that's a normal thing in architecture school. And then later we revealed that he was actually it was the other guy putting the blanket, because he's the one seeing her sleep every night. Super creepy, but it's just it's just like what I know. And then she meets all these characters and obviously the guy's a photographer, because that's what I'm into, and then the other guy is just listening to music every night. So these are the characters she designed. So you see the drawing style that she has is very different from me. And I was like, oh, this is perfect, 'cause I can't draw girls, you can. So this is like just some of the sketches. Anyway, 2012, a guy approached me and wanted commission for YA novel for covers.
Sick.
So I drew this for this trilogy. It's called Assured Destruction. It's about a girl who erases hard drives as a job, but before she erases hard drives, she snoops around them, and then she finds out like other information. But this came out with like a comic promotion, so I had to draw these like comic promotions for these characters. I think I've only.
Those are
I think
really good
this is
cover.
only like very cheap, like, like $10 each. I don't know, $15 each, and like $200 for the cover. I was dumb. Anyway, so this one was another cover later. Some guy asked me.
Also sick.
Some guy asked me for like
Love
comic
that
book comic book concepts, and what happened was this guy who asked me for comic book concepts, I was like, I am not like into it. I'm lazy. I'll pay me $50 and I'll draw. I'll pay me $50 each, and I will sketch you a character, like 6 characters. The
And
bad
then
guy,
just put them together. Yeah.
and then blah 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 blah, and
I
I'll
love
give
that
you a
each of their
cover.
weapons are different color.
Yeah, and then.
Sick.
And then what happened, so I drew these and then like a bunch of sheets. This one I didn't do. I was like, I wasn't into it. I was very busy. I gave it to my friend from university, from high school. It's like, Frost, do this. Her name Frost. His name's Frost.
So many frosts.
Yeah, I know. That's my first trans friend actually, is Frost from high school. And it's like, Frost, I can't do this. You want to do this? And then this comic book that I just charged for so cheap, it's like in like its 6th volume now. It's like selling all over the States. I was like,
Damn.
And you just created like the characters.
I
basically,
made all the
characters.
designs for like $50 each. I was like, oh, and I see it on YouTube. It's getting reviewed. I was like happy for Frost, but like,
should have charged for residuals or something.
I know I did not know how to write that when I was like in university. I just wanted to get through school, so I made like Laser Report. This was like, my building was so big in university that my prof was like, your building's so big, you should do like you should just do a comic. And yeah. Oh, Isabel, I'm so sorry. I'll hurry
Hold
up.
on.
I'm sorry, no, I'm good.
No, I know. It's really late. I'm
No,
sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I'm sorry, I can't control yawning. It's not
No.
interest in your
No. I don't. I'm just like rushing.
It's excellent.
But
It's very
so I
excellent.
made the Lace Report, and I was like, oh, okay, I have 2 weeks to do this. So I'll make a comic book instead of drawing the building, I'll just draw the building being attacked by a terrorist group and like a counter-terrorist group, and then meet in the middle.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like I have an idea who are against the building, because it's like, can you really make icebergs? No, but this building exists. So this eco-terrorist group is like, fuck this building, and then this terrorist group is just trying to rescue the architect. So they're going through the whole building, and then I'm explaining each part of the building as the scenes go, and then the climactic finale will go in the middle. So they go like this, shing, they meet in the middle, and it was like a fun presentation. These are what some of the pages. It's about like, how long is this? I didn't even write it down. It's about like 60 pages maybe.
Wow.
And then that was like 2 weeks, because
Oh, so cool.
when I'm told to like draw a comic book, then I look at my favorite projects in the
Looks
whole
good.
architecture school. There were 2 comic books, and I'm like, Don, just get the hint. And so these are all the pages. Actually, it's not 60 pages. There you go. So these are all the pages that I submitted. It came with floor plans and everything. So, and then Inktober, you know Inktober, right?
Yeah.
Inktober happened, and then there was this one, the non-official one. It's called Post-Apocalyptic Wanderers Inktober. So they're all like different characters. I was like, not fun enough. So let's make all these characters, but put them in a story. So the first one is father and daughter. So I made like a father finding
That's
a daughter.
so
This is like 2017. I don't even know if Death Stranding was even announced yet, but I just put a baby in the thing. Maybe it was announced. I
This
think.
was our early years of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like 2017. I was.
That was. This is like the OG friendship for you and me.
Mm-hmm. So I made the father and daughter. The next one is the girl and the dog. So I made a girl. I found a dog who was being eaten by a zombie girl, and then we flash back because the one is called the exiled elf. So I made that girl the exiled elf in the flashback, and then we showed her young survivor when she was younger. So I was continuing the
Nice.
story based on
Yeah.
that.
They're your story points.
Instead of just making all these different
It's-
characters,
yeah.
it's just making the plot points. And then the Fallen Star Child, so the hunter girl, then a meteor crashes, and then now there's this like alien that comes
That's
and crashes,
cool.
and then so I made all these. So this was me drawing at home. This was me traveling. I went to Toronto, and I had to draw. Look at the quality. If I'm like not in my house. Anyway, so
Standard art.
what?
Sorry, you just said look at the quality when I'm not. I'm like, I'm still
Oh no, because there was no shading. Like
Yeah,
there was no
no.
shading. So
I see that it's different, but
yeah.
I'm like, it's still
It's still
phenomenal.
fabulous.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite drawings you've ever done.
this? Oh yeah. I think I was like, this is not even like me, but I was impressed because like it was me drawing it, but it was like very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was me deliberately trying to be like, oh, I gotta look minimal and fancy.
I would genuinely
Have you
get
s-
that tattooed. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah?
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Straight up.
Yeah.
There's an artist that makes dopey little animals, like with like that kind of
Oh
thing.
yes, and then you put the
it's-
light
And then he's got the like the high definition one in the light
Yeah,
box
yeah,
behind
yeah.
it.
when you turn it on. Yeah. So the Death Stranding one. So I was doing the Inktober for 2019. I did like 4, and I was like, oh no, I'm bored. Like, I'm bored. I can't do it. It's like I want to do the whole story. Death Stranding was just announced. Like I'll just move Ink Stranding. So I did this originally, and after like a week, I was like, no, I'll make Death Stranding. So I made this was my ring original. I made this my ring, the second one, and then the second one's Mindless. It was like a spiral drawing of a guy drawing. So for Mindless, he just shoots himself and explodes because that's part of the lore. The game hasn't been released yet, so I was trying to finish this comic before the game. I want to
Yeah.
know how close I am to getting it.
Nice.
And then the second one was bait. This is a fish trying to eat a smaller fish, baiting a smaller fish. But little did he know that the little fish that he was baiting is actually a tongue of a giant,
Bigger fish.
even bigger fish.
Nice.
Very Star Wars. And then the bait now is like this guy trying to capture this. And then Freeze is I draw Han Solo and Carbonite. It's Freeze, and then but I drew him drawing a gun on this guy for Freeze, and then this is Bill. And then Archie quotes.
Oh yeah.
Another unfinished fucking thing because I don't know why I had to do work. Archie quotes. So you know me in university and you know me here. I am always taking photos, but you cannot take photo of a conversation, and you cannot video a conversation. Like it's just weird, right? But sometimes there's just
shit that is just like you just want to remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone has done it. They put it on a Tumblr, they put it on a notebook. You save screenshots now.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a weird time between Tumblr and screenshots or smartphones. So I was like, I want to write this down. This kind of evolved. Now architecture kids just write shit on the
Remember that.
on the walls now. So Archicodes is a book that I made. It was 500 pages in the layout. I finished about like 30 of them. 500 pages in text. But then I had to draw the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I've only managed to draw like a bunch of them. So this is me and my friends. This is me at the bottom.
I could see that.
And this is called the Mega Bunk. We were very, very proud of this. I took like so many photos of this, more than my actual projects. So this is the Mega Bunk that we built for finals. This was during the time when I drew that comic about the glacier report. This was the same time. So Archiquotes this is the first recorded Archiquote in 2010. A guy came up to me like, Don, besides fuck all, what have you done today? He said it so serenely. So this is us.
That's where that little guy comes from.
Oh yeah. This is the guy who told me that quote. So I just write down all the quotes that I gathered over the years. I put it on Tumblr. It's archiquotes.tumblr.com. So all of these are in Tumblr.
Nice.
But I wanted to draw them into a book, and then
Was that you hugging Baymax?
Yeah.
yes,
Good.
Baymax hugging me actually.
Incredible.
It's cool that you could see that tiny thing. So you know, like when I get scolded by professor.
Is that J Lim?
Yes,
Fuck
it is
J.
exactly Jay Lim. I like that you could tell. Yeah, you can tell by his suit and the way he acts. It's exactly him.
He looks stuck up in the drawing. It has to be J. Lim.
that is the strictest professor, but he's very smart. So and then in like university, I made the machine. So the machine was this like I was really with this guy who was really into like Rage Against the Machine, and very into like, you know, like anti-government stuff. So we agreed on that one, but he went so far into like the vaccines and the flat Earth. It's weird, like the vaccines I can handle, but the flat Earth I could not. I could discuss and debate flat Earth for like a little bit, but if I'm getting like 10 YouTube links a day over text, not over Facebook, over text. So there's like another layer.
Yeah.
So we kind of drifted apart. I'm kind of sad. He is a nice guy, but sometimes you get overwhelmed with that one. But the machine was one of the sketches that I drew. I was just overwhelmed with like Donald Trump. It was just like this. I just saw him as this like bully that we let happen for some reason. And I was like, you're gonna get killed someday, but who will kill you?
The framing on that
It's like,
is
it'll be the
excellent.
wife.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The oval and the oval and the circle.
So-
It's-
The X's over the sad faces.
Yeah, you saw that. So like the I was like, when I drew this, the hardest decision for me is what expression do I draw her face in? Smiling or shocked, right? So I was like, I landed on shocked.
Shocked is a good choice.
I landed on shocked, but like little
It's an
details.
X-Acto knife too.
Oh yeah, little details is like this is obviously the wife, but I never wrote names, right? Because I don't
Yeah.
want to get sued. But
Defamation.
a bunch of details is she has an X-Acto knife.
Yeah.
As you know, an X-Acto knife, when it breaks, you have to push more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you got all
the fact that
pieces
she had
of
like
it.
multiple
yeah,
like
there's like multiple pieces. This was not just
no, she stabbed
not a one
and then
done.
it
She
broke
just kept going.
and then she put more and she kept going, right? So I got more blades. You got like trained lasers on her, 4.
Slavers.
But another detail is obviously
shot.
they never shot because I was like, fuck, let's let it happen, right? And then
Because she's done it multiple times, so that every
yeah, and then they clearly have a clear shot, right?
Yeah.
But they never did it, so they kind of just like fuck it.
Yes.
And then obviously these are like the likes, and it's like, oh, you know how when you have a live video, the floating likes, and then when we have a live video, we hunt down those we disagree with. So you know when there's something like any
That's why.
any LGBT
Okay.
post, any post about therapy, anything left wing at all, you will have like laughing faces or angry faces. I would always open it and screenshot every name. I don't know what to do with the names. I am like thousands.
It's like someone's gonna find you and someone's gonna.
I am years and thousands of like
It's
photos.
like I don't know what I'm gonna do to you yet, but it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I have so many of those names. I was like, that is also so predatory. So it's like, that is like a
Damn.
like a self thing.
Mm.
Anyway, so I drew another one. It's like VR. Anyway, four.
Also
We're getting there.
Yeah.
What's that?
This is where we come in.
Yeah. So. I am very sad. This is where it needs new drawings. I did not get through it
You're okay.
because
It's
I was
so
I was
good.
drawing. Okay, so this is
It's
when
so
we need
good.
our imagination. Okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
got that.
we're gonna use our
We
imagination
got
for
that.
one.
It's so good so far.
So first
Puck
thing,
drop.
Puck drop. Puck drop is one of very early art nights. We're not even like into
not even
10 art
official
nights.
yet.
We're
No,
not
I
even
think
like
this is like the
5
third.
art night 5.
Yeah.
Am I the
I was
coach?
at your house.
No, there's like an old lady coach, but yeah, I was
I know,
like,
but
we
it's
wanted a
definitely
lady
me.
coach. Yeah. I mean, I am definitely coming to you for all the script for this character. Anyway, so Puck Drop is, it's like, how many sports anime do we know? So many.
So many.
And how many hockey manga exists? I think there's about 10, but nothing makes it to anime level. There's
Nah.
manga, but nothing makes it to anime. It's like, you want one Canadian anime.
I love the title. Like with
Yeah.
the no,
That's
but,
her-
but I mean like the out like
You
the
remember that?
the
Yeah.
Oh, she
I
did.
mean the framing, like how you've drawn it with
Oh.
the Japanese,
It was-
and then the puck in it. It looks really retro but slick.
It was so fun. We like spent a whole evening just
Designing it.
discussing the characters that would
Okay.
be in this thing.
It's
It was so
slick.
good.
And the Puck Drop was just
Were
like,
you there for that one?
No, no.
no, it was like way earlier,
I
I
didn't
think.
go to. Well, I had been to it like one or two before.
It was
but I
just
didn't go
before.
to that.
Just before.
I think this was before we expanded.
I mean, I
Before the
remember
expansion
seeing this,
teams.
but it might have been after you guys.
Yeah, you were not
Yeah.
invited to the first few.
No.
I remember going to the next one and you guys being like, we worked on a comic, and I was like, what? I missed it.
Yeah.
It was like a 1 week I wasn't there. Okay, fine.
Yeah, because you came to the first few.
Yeah.
And then you like skipped one for some
Yeah.
And then
reason.
we made this.
And then we did this.
Yeah, anyway.
I felt very overwhelmed by meeting once a week. It was like too much for me.
I mean, like, to be fair, yeah. But
But
I needed to finish some stuff for school, so I was meeting every week with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is 2019.
Well, I just feel like
20
this really
XX.
involved like
Because I didn't know. But yes,
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah,
I
this is
remember
It definitely
2018.
would have been 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
That was my
made,
first year at the NCC.
yeah, I made the, we made, I drew this, but, because I wanted like a one poster to capture like the whole
Sick
idea. It's basically a pitch, right? Because like,
Yeah.
you're lazy,
Sick.
you want a pitch, you want a Canadian anime with Canadian boys doing
Yeah.
Canadian things.
The plan was to have this like young gun on the team that like.
The
He
kid in
was
the middle.
an enforcer.
Mhm. An enforcer, yeah.
was dying.
So we put like animals
Fuck
with them
yeah.
because
No, that's great.
that some of them
That's
came
great.
later. I had to like fill it in,
That's
but we
I
didn't
love
have
that
it.
Tyler the Moose had the biggest fucking beard. And
Like
it's
Tyler-
basically like juniors.
And then it's just
Looks
like a
Santa, but
Yeah.
like bad.
yeah,
Santa.
just like
Also,
no
Jean
teeth.
Francois is like.
Honestly, my idol.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got Tyler.
That's
and
the
the
one.
Moose.
Don, are you Evan?
Oh no, I'm not. I don't play hockey, so I have like no clue of how to write any of these characters. So Jean-Francois Wolverine, you got Zach. Zach is like the captain, but
Yeah,
the Benji
of course
is
he
like
is.
our,
the new
our
guy who needs
enforcer.
to be cowed.
And then Austin the bear does not
Never
remove his
takes off
helmet.
his helmet.
So they would
I like that it's a night helmet kind of too.
He's the goalie, right?
they would do all the I don't know, all they would do everything outside, and then he would still have the helmet because I don't want to draw a
That
six
looks
face.
great. It's
And then Evan, I forgot what he does, but he's just
He's
shaving
just there.
shit.
He's just chilling.
He's just chilling. He has the chill
Skates.
face. Anyway, so these are the stuff that I never finished because like I got
you
the
got the
Pope.
ideas.
I want the Antichrist to rise up to the Pope thing, right? To the Pope level and just like mess up the church and what would happen if someone did that. Probably already written. That is such an easy premise. The ritual band is like, what if a band finds out that there's a ritual that you can only do if you have 5,000 people chanting the same thing? How do you get 5,000 people chant the same thing? Be a fucking band.
Oh my god.
So it's like
Cult.
what if we make a band to chant and then we make a song and then if we have everyone, it's like fuck, we can finally summon this demon. So they did it out of
That's
concept,
sick.
Such a good premise.
right?
Yeah.
Fuck, see, I know it works.
So
I never
good.
ran it by anybody.
That's
I love
good.
it.
But that was
Yeah,
2007.
really good.
And then linear internet chat is like I would want to like mess up the whole world. What if the whole world gets disconnected? We can't talk to each other, but we are put into one group chat. The whole world. So how many people is that? Like
That's a
6
mess.
billion,
It's 8.
8
8
billion,
billion
8
now.
billion people in one group chat,
No thanks.
and that is the only way. How
Mute,
long?
Unfollow,
Like,
goodbye.
how do you communicate with the people you
No.
want to communicate
Yeah,
with?
how long before everyone agrees to shut the fuck up for a minute?
Wow.
Never. Never.
Can it happen?
No.
It's
I
like
know.
it's like oh shit, guys,
I mean,
stop.
given infinity, sure, of
Yeah, like-
course, but like,
That's because they
No.
all died.
there's 8 billion people.
Yeah,
on
'cause,
this
like,
earth. There's
how will we
always
get to
gonna
that
be
one,
one
right?
kid who goes first.
Anyway, so curator is a girl that I met was like telling me this story. It's like if you don't write this, I will steal it. But they're still gonna write it. But like I wanted to like maybe I could just draw for it. But anyway, this girl Frozen Neptune was like I just wanted to write a story about like this like security guard at a museum who was like let's
I don't get
who replaces the art with his own art. So that's another.
Nice.
And then Lighthouse, the
That's
Belfry,
cool.
and the Tunnel. Do you know Ryan Fleming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan Fleming and I got to texting. Ryan Fleming is
Love
the husband of the girl who goes to Heels Dance,
it.
at your studio.
Anastasia. Yeah.
Anastasia.
Anastasia dances with? That's
No.
sick.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no, he goes to the same studio.
Yeah, same studio, but she's like levels ahead.
Oh yeah.
I am.
Oh, he's like
Way
years
to
years.
go,
ahead.
Anastasia. I love her. She's great.
She's really nice.
I did not like
I see
Soul
Ryan
Girlfriend.
when I walk to work. Walk past
No.
each other.
One time I ran into Ryan randomly in Montreal.
So
He
he
was
works
on a
at
trip with
Baldwin.
his ex-girlfriend. This was years ago. We were
Okay.
still in undergrad. He wasn't even with Anastasia yet.
Yeah.
And I ran into him and I was like, oh my god, Ryan! And I hugged him. And I was with my dad because I was getting lunch with him because him and I were both working in Montreal. We chatted for like 4 seconds and whatever and then moved on with our lives. Then my dad goes, that girl rolled her eyes the highest I've ever seen when you hugged him. And I was like, you're joking. Like, I've had 4 conversations with Ryan total. That's not true. Him and I had the same studio together, which is why I hugged him when I saw him. And he hugged me back. It wasn't like it was awkward or I was pressuring
High
him or
five.
anything like that. It was just like, oh my god, a person I know in a city that we're not from. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, after that I was like, I feel really weird about talking to him now. And then they broke up and then he is now with Anastasia and that's great.
Hmm. So Anastasia texted me and then she
I
said,
love great.
blah 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 blah. Don, you want to hang out? Blah 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 blah. Don, I think I'm in love with my best friend, and I screenshotted that one.
Nice.
And then a few years later, they got married, and I sent that screenshot back. Like, this is when you fell in love. This is when you fell in love
That is adorable.
with your
That's
best friend.
so cute.
Like, sorry for screenshotting. I know I was gonna need it. I do that for like all my friends who get married. The moment they confess their love, is screenshotted all the time. So I did that for my
Beautiful.
friend's wedding. The first time they met, I have a photo. This is the photo I snuck from behind you. And
What?
I'm just picturing like a meet cute thing and then Dawn just
no, I have to do it because like they always get married. It's like,
You have to do it.
yeah, and if they don't get married,
I just picture
it stays in.
them like sitting on a park bench and between them comes
Yeah.
the phone.
It's just
It's just you're on a coffee date and Don just like shows up in the background.
And if they don't get married,
He
it's
got a
just
job
I
at
don't.
Starbucks just so he could spy.
And, yeah.
This also makes a great comic book.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my
like
God, yes.
wandering into your friends' lives and just being like, just hiding you in the background to take, like in Gravity Falls where they have the one guy clean up all the stuff in the
Right.
in the scenes.
Yeah.
Just have you pop up with like not noticeably, but like as a hidden Easter egg.
that's
would
kinda
be-
why I wanted to like do this. Anyway, so Lighthouse Belfry Tunnel was just a very Black Mirror thing I wrote with Ryan. It was like there's a guy in a tower, there's a guy in a belfry, in a lighthouse in a belfry. This is before the lighthouse, which we both loved the movie. But basically, a guy in a tower and a guy in a there's two towers, two guys, and it's like I don't know how to get to you, you don't know how to get to me. I can't leave my post, you can't leave your post. So they both find they both find a tunnel that connects to them, but they can't communicate. So they both went to the tunnel and they got locked in.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Yeah, I don't know. Deep cuts. They wrote this.
Wait, what?
Oh, so
Your
Dawn
name is
named our story with the necromancer and
Oh, that was
the
a dope one.
yeah.
We're so bad with original characters.
I know you are.
Carry on.
So I it was such a long guy. It was like I found it in tech. I don't even know if I had a sketch. I had like one sketch,
You had one.
You had
sketch.
one.
I had the
and I
one sketch,
sketched over it.
but like I was like I gotta make the deep cuts, but like I didn't get to it.
We need to write it.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we have not.
So it's just
written
body text right now. Anyway, Cyber Hannibal is with my friend Gloomy.
Yes.
Gloomy Inks is obsessed with Hannibal. So it's like it would be so easy if Hannibal is the vampire and Will is the cyborg cop. Now let's fucking flip it. Hannibal is the cyber the cyborg.
He's
He's sipping on
Because he
Yeah,
is
I know.
pissed off that he
It's
can't
great.
find meat that is tainted by technology and the fake blood and the fake oil. So he's hunting down
Hypocrite.
pure meat. And where can you get pure meat? People who don't have augments in them, but who has no
so he's hunting
augments
the
in them?
poor.
The vampires, right?
Oh.
So Will is a vampire. Will Graham from Hannibal. So Will is a vampire, but the reason is like why? It's like Will is a vampire. Now he's hunting down. Like cyber Hannibal. So but like he lives so long because of technology. He lives so long because of the vampire shit, right? So you're hunting each other down, and then obviously more like
Ooh.
cyber,
Ooh,
like
that's
Mads
cool.
Mikkelsen Hannibal shit. Trying to make him like, and then this is him killing. I have never seen Hannibal to this point. I was just like running off a thing, and then this is them like sleeping together. Will wakes up and sees like the arm and the brand and everything. Before he grabs his gun, Cyber Hannibal tosses a knife. Like, it's like don't grab the gun, like don't try to grab the gun again. And then he licks his wound. He reveals that he's a cyborg. He licks his wound, revealing he is a vampire. Just after they slept with each other, and then like he dodges the knife, and then we're gonna do like the portrait of Will Graham, which is like a fanfic where.
Does that say gold?
I
was going.
No, it's gloomy. So basically, the portrait of Will Graham.
It's-
So portrait of Will Graham is basically, Gloomy told me like the story that like they're most obsessed with is, the portrait of
Dorian Gray.
Dorian Gray. I was like, I hate that book because it's perfect. I never read it. I'm just jealous. I'm just so jealous because it was just like, how did they make such a perfect story? Anyway, Portrait of Will Graham is like people, Hannibal just writing stories about. Oh, telling Bedelia the painter to like depict like all these murders, but the murders that are depicted, the murders that are painted, end up looking like the murder. So like, why does the murder look exactly like the paintings? Blah 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 story. But and then this is set in like the 16th, I don't know, whatever century.
Dorian Gray is late 1800s.
Yeah, so it would be like
It's Victorian.
Yeah, it would be Victorian, and then we link it to the Cyber Hannibal, because we link it together like a few.
They're connected.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we have Body Pillow Bodyguard with Claire.
Body pillow bodyguard.
There's
What?
so Body Pillow Bodyguard. I don't know. We were driving around and
Question.
yes,
The body pillow is the bodyguard?
This is
No.
what I wonder. This sounds really spicy. And I want to know.
No. The body pillow needs a bodyguard.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. That was. There was the two ways it could have went.
Who like you can pay for to just cuddle and like
Yeah.
Oh, got
and
it.
so they go to people's homes and that
Okay.
and, but then bodyguard is somebody who they like hire to keep them safe when they
Yeah.
go over to like just like hug and cuddle with people.
Got it.
That's-
Okay.
But
That's
there's like
amazing.
drama where like Body Pillow is always being bought out by this one girl that Bodyguard has a crush on. And so she's like
Oh,
over
so it is
there.
spicy.
Yeah, she's like over
Okay.
there like crushing on the person.
So they advertise their business as, you know, like Body Pillow and
Awesome.
Bodyguard. And then Body Pillow, the guy, is I don't know, like I joke that I'm like, how much would you pay for like a hug? And then
50 cents.
Claire told me it's like $1 or like I don't know. Like I'm thinking like I'm a $2 type of guy for like a cuddle. And then the whole thing became like a little story. But like what happens is they think it's the girl who's gonna be the body pillow. The people who hire. So there's a bunch of guys would be hiring. And it's like, oh. And then
Is it a
who
big
shows
beefy
up?
guy? 'Cause
Who
that
shows
would be
up
great.
is like the guy who was just like, okay, now you have to pay me. But like there's a clause that you have to pay way more for cancellation fee. That's when
So he gets cuddles all the time.
So no, now he gets the cuddles, but like the guy would have to cuddle because he paid for it.
Yeah.
But then the bodyguard would be the girl. It's like,
Wow.
This is
Okay, yeah.
extortion. This is literal extortion
I
now.
want to see that one.
okay, see, we sold that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
There's the walk-in fantasy
That's what happens when
triage.
you go get sushi.
Oh yeah, I love this one.
So this is just like what happens
that's-
if you have like, you know, the crazy walk-in clinic type that happens in a triage. And it was a fantasy realm. Oh, I'm so sorry. So wait, we're here now. I'm sorry.
You're doing great.
You're doing
It's
great,
beautiful.
sweetie. That's great.
Okay, this is the heaviest one. So after the Archifiction, when I wrote that with my my third ex-girlfriend at the time, who was the comic book artist, she's a really good person, and it's mean nothing bad. But I asked her after, and she's like, doesn't want to draw the comic book anymore. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with 25 chapters written, 20 characters written, all the entire story written about like this entire adventure throughout the whole year of a guy and a girl who goes through first year university. I was like, and I was still sad and like personally hurt about like the breakup, but I knew it wasn't the girl's fault. So I knew it was my own fault. So it was like a personal like, I knew it was my fault. So what I did was like I drew 7 characters, obviously. So I drew 7 characters, and I did this before watching Kingdom Hearts, so you cannot say I copied Kingdom Hearts.
Everyone is dawn.
2018. How was this before?
No, this is before
It's
Kingdom
hilarious.
Hearts.
Before he played.
Animal Faces Kingdom Hearts. So I drew a bunch of
Oh,
characters
okay.
called. I forgot their names. Anyway, I drew a bunch of characters with their Latin names. Acidia, you know, like what's his name? Acidia Luxuria, Ira,
You sent all
Avaricia.
these names to me at some
Yeah.
point.
So basically, it's
Well, if you sent it to her, it's in the vault. You remember?
this is
I don't
Sloth.
remember.
We have Sloth. We have Sloth.
The Sims.
Greed, Pride, Gluttony, Wrath, Lust, and Envy. So we have like all these 7 sins. I wrote this while I was in the architecture firm, further confirming that I am not focused on my job and I just needed to do this. So I drew the characters. Basically, so these are them. I drew this while I was at work, and then this is how extreme what happens. So this is the entire script, the outline. The script is like way longer. But basically, Owl is in first year architecture school. He is very lazy, and he is a first year architecture student, and he goes way deep into the laziness that he would just like not sleep with a blanket on. He gets cold. He sleep on his desk, and he put VR goggles, and then he would live in the VR goggle world, and then he would like dance with this girl that he made in VR. So they would like slow dance in VR, and then he would just go to sleep in the desk.
So Gula is, and he's wearing a black T-shirt. It's basically like my outfit. They're all just me. Obviously, it's very. They're all just me. So I drew this when I was visiting my dad in Vancouver. So Gula is the gluttony guy. So this guy has all my eating habit problems. So I do not. So basically, this is my girlfriend broke up with me because I don't take care of myself. No, because I am lazy and I don't go home. So he does all the bad shit. So what happens is the story is like A B C D A B C D A B C D, going through all of them in phase 1, all the bad shit they do. Phase 2 is all the worst shit they do, and phase 3 is them getting better. So I'm going to like chapter 1 to 7, and then 1 to 7 again, and then 1 to 7. But they all interact in like a rock paper scissors thing. That's why
That's really cool.
the rainbow thing. See, each one is a color, and they kind of overlap.
Yeah, where they.
So that's how I
each other's
started writing it.
stories.
I write him in like the whole overlap story. So this is the he doesn't like buy healthy food. He doesn't know how to eat properly. He doesn't know how to cook, and then he gets sick. He gets very sick, and then he ends up like throwing up, and then we draw his lowest, and he was throwing up because he can't. Anyway, and then greed is basically the guy who gets obsessed with like the money and the job. He would like hoard a bunch of like video games and toys and like sentimental value, until at the end he trips all over his stuff. He gets buried with all his books and stuff. So that's his greed. And then Lee is the streamer, and he loves the attention. So he was always streaming. Like, why are you always streaming? Because I want to know if she's watching me. That's why I'm always streaming. I mean, that's why he's always streaming.
A little slip here in the personas.
So he's always streaming because he wants to be seen, and he wants to know if he still sees her. He keeps all the memories of her. He doesn't take care of himself. And then this is just guy destroying. He's wearing all black because he thinks he's cool, but like everyone can fucking wear all black. You're not special. And then Luxuria is another guy. So basically, first year, second year, third year, fourth year guy. This guy's in co-op. This guy's in co-op. Third year, fourth year guy. The fourth year guy is Buddy in Luxuria. So basically, what he does. So I adopted all these characters from the original comic. Yes.
Sorry, are there Latin names based off of their?
Yes. Yeah. So this is this is
lazy, like
sloth, gluttony, greed.
Abba, Lushu, Yura,
Yeah.
Gula. Are you telling me there's another?
These are Kingdom Hearts characters.
No. Okay.
So the Kingdom Hearts characters are named after the 7 deadly sins in the Catholic faith.
Yeah, but there's no Superbia in Kingdom Hearts. What are you trying to tell me here?
But there is in the 7 capital sins. But
I know, but that means that there's another one in Kingdom Hearts though.
oh, they're not 7 of
Sorry,
them?
it means sorry, Superbia.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
is
not
Superbia
sorry.
confirmed?
Superbia is
I don't know
pride.
anything.
You just know enough.
I don't know anything.
Luxuria is what do you call that? Is lust. So Luxuria just
You're right.
draws women and all that stuff, and then puts them all together in what do you call that? Puts them all together in a portrait. Pieces of women, puts it on a portrait, makes a giant portrait, blah blah blah. Ira is Wrath. This is a guy who gets into street fights, not because he just wants to, but because like a guy would litter and then he would chase down the car for about an hour.
He has your shirt as a button.
Yes. So basically, this guy plays in a band like blah blah blah, but he gets into a fight. He would chase a guy for littering for like an hour. That's what I do downtown. The guy would litter. I pick it up. I give it back to him, and then he would drive away. He would toss the bottle at me, and then I would chase him for like an hour until I can find his house. So
The things you do sometimes.
no, cause like and then there's Sid. So that's rage, and then Sid is envy. Sid's life is going so well that he gets jealous out of everybody. That he does not have anything going on for him.
He doesn't have any problems.
He doesn't have any problems, but he's
Goddamn.
envious of everyone's problems, so
Yeah.
he makes his own problems. He gets into the worst kinds of situation. He would put himself in danger just so he can have a story. So I was writing all these stories just to give myself like story. No, I was using my life to use into their story. I reached a point where I used everything and I ran out of stories. So what I started doing is doing dangerous shit in the middle of the night in order to have story that I can use.
No.
So I started doing very dangerous stuff in the middle of the night, and I was like, that is what he's doing. So I just like put it all together, and it's like, and then in the end they all get better. Anyway, I'm almost there. Empathy. Empathy is a quick story my friend Frost wrote. Empathy is about, so imagine this, the entire world is cursed. So the entire world is cursed, everyone is turning into a monster. The only way to lift the curse is to do a ritual that requires 3 people, right? So the ritual requires medicine, exorcism, and really specific execution style. So everyone in the entire world can only be killed this way, and they're becoming monsters. So empathy, the ritual, basically, you have to, people are turning into monsters, you have to retain their humanity back and then kill them. So you gotta remind a monster of its humanity and then kill them, right? So we have the last surgeon in the entire world, the last priest, and the last executioner or soldier.
Shit.
What happens is they kill everybody in the world, the entire world copies the ritual, so the entire population of the world, 8 billion people have managed to suicide themselves, so that they're all dead now. So now it's just the last 3 guys, or no, this is actually a lady. The last 3 people, and then the last 3 people. I'll drive you home. The last 3 people, and the last family, a father, a mom, and a baby. So they have to remind them of their humanity, right? So to remind someone of their humanity. So the father, for example, it's turned into a monster, and they make the baby walk around, and then they was being surrounded by other monsters, and then the father monster had to protect the baby. So it was fighting other monsters, and while it's fighting other monsters or like mechanical stuff, it's slowly becoming to a human until it's retained its humanity. The mom is more like a nurturing thing, so we have the mom breastfeeding a monster baby, because they're all taking turns of who's turning. So this mom is just trying to breastfeed a fucking monster baby, and then we have like the dad, or maybe the mom is protected. Anyway, sometimes they would force the monsters to have sex to kind of remind them of like the procreation, which is like a very human thing. So they're forcing these monsters to have sex until they're forcing a person to have sex to become like human enough. So, and basically they're forcing them to like their base instinct until they're human enough. And then they commit the ritual onto them. That requires a priest, a nun, a surgeon, and an executioner. So what happens is they kill the entire family. So, but everyone eventually turns to monster if you don't do anything. So at the end they were like, and we do flashbacks of like the doctor, the priest a few years ago saw the first monster during a confession. The doctor seeing the first monster, her first monster during an operation, and the soldier seeing it first in the battlefield. So they know the inevitable now. We are the last 3 people on Earth. We cannot kill ourselves. We cannot automate the ritual. So everybody's dead except we have to turn into monster, because like we have no choice. We cannot do it ourselves. So how do we do this? How do we kill ourselves? We can't. So how do we not hurt each other once we turn into a monster? So we are gonna go our separate ways. So once we go our separate ways, how about, and then the doctor said, I like the water. I am gonna go sit by the water and be as far, and then none of you go near the water. I'll be in the water, okay? Deal. They shook hands, they went their separate ways. The priest was like, I am gonna go up to the mountain and to the air, and nobody go anywhere high. I will be there, and I'll see you guys around. And then the soldier was like, I am gonna graze the lowlands, and just nobody go to a forest. Alright, so they shook hands, they all separate apart, and then I draw the entire nature healing and drawing, and like a few hundred years later. And then the fact that they did all this work and they don't turn into like, but the more you kill, the actual more like humanity you retain, or like the less. It's weird, but the only guy doing the killing is the soldier. Everyone else kind of does the prep to the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't look to the right. Just look at them one by. So the doc, and then a few years later, I show like without any dialogue a giant sea monster, very beautiful, just like going like that into the water, and it's just it has the dreadlocks of the Doctor. It was just like this majestic beast of just like in the water now, and there's no dialogue. It was just like a giant water beast. It's just floating around, and then we go to like a top of a mountain, like in a tower. There's like a giant dragon, and it's alone, and there's a dragon, and then the field is just
Beast.
a beast. But it's like the entire time everyone was turning into a monster. See how everyone's kind of like the priest is growing horns, the Doctor is getting like longer hair, and this soldier is getting like a demonic horn. But at the end, he actually just grows like the demonic horn antlers, like a rhino, and he becomes like a very calm, like grazing beast. And that's kind of because he did the most killing. He gets spared the most.
Peaceful.
Yeah. So that is that story. We wrote a lot. Anyway, this is me when my dad was dying. I was just drawing comics on his deathbed. I was trying to like have conversations with death. I was like, when are you gonna do it? Can you do it now? It's really horrible. And it's like, no, not really. And it's like, because I was suicidal before my dad got cancer. So I was like having all these weird conversations like, so I wanted to die and then you choose him instead. It's kind of like fucked up. And it's like, not your time, it's his time. I was like, oh shit. So I was kind of having like these reflections during the time. So I thought like I was just like playing video games with like death. It's kind of like how I felt about. And then Tinder Shock, it's just like, if I have 4-panel comics about Pikachu going on random dates, and I just collect stories from you guys. It's like, what is like a bad day that you have, or what
I
is
was
a good
about
day?
to cry on the last slide, and this was like, oh.
Oh, but yeah, no, I really enjoyed drawing this, and I
It's
think it was
very
very
therapeutic.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can see like
Yeah, and
the-
I
the
post a lot of
dialogue's
like
good,
drawings.
too.
I could not post this because like
Yeah,
my
it's
mom
very-
would see it, but like,
yeah.
but like the Tinder Shock was There's like 1,008 Pokemon right
Well,
now,
that's
plus
how you
the
go.
variations, right? So imagine like a 4-panel comic, because this was like I wanted to do like an easy
Just a
one.
one-pager.
Yeah, 4
and
panels
just-
and then
yeah.
like a next one, because I don't even have to write it. It's like what would the Pikachu
Give me a
and Bulbas?
story. Put a Pokemon.
Yeah, what would Pikachu and a Bulbasaur date look like? What would the Pikachu and like a, but like 4-panel comics, right? And it's like I could just you all can write that one. Anyway, incubation will be quick now. It's just like 3 left and then we're done. This is the long one and then 2 short ones and then we're done. Incubation is what? Okay, I'll just read this. A guest speaker talking about mental health problems because the ad hoc therapist when she, a professor and a recently broken up couple, and the rest of the class gets trapped in the architecture building over Christmas break due to a military grade quarantine. Obviously, I drew this during COVID. It's like, what if we got COVID? We get locked out in the architecture building. Perfect. And it's like, will they eat each other or get too
I
busy?
have a
with their
really
project?
quick question.
Yep.
Are there factions like when you have like the dystopian thing? It's like, oh, these guys have like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
junkyard.
there's this
Who took over the
demarcation.
wood shop?
Yeah, there's a woodshop scene. So basically architecture, there's the symbol is the
Yeah.
scale, and the biohazard, just like this biohazard,
Yeah.
that's cool. So I drew the 4 main characters. We have the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, the ex-boyfriend, and the architecture prof, and the mental health counselor. So everyone is from architecture, except the mental health counselor. I named this
The prof
after.
is way too happy to be an architecture prof.
So remember the girl from architecture school that was drawing comics? I named it after her. So her name's Angeli. And then my friend who was drawing the Initial D comics in 2005, I named it after her. The professor is called Delos, his last name. And then my friend from university, also architecture, I named because she was the first architecture girl to quit and went to pursue art, so that was inspiring. So I named her Paula. And then I named this Frost from my friend who was from back high school, Frost. So I named this other guy Frost. So basically, the architecture people are named after my artist friends, and the non-architecture person is named about my architecture friends. This is Angeli Leeward Golding, because Leeward is Indian comics about architecture. Golding is the author for the Lord of the Flies, which is the situation. De Los Balagueros y Plaza, those are the names of the directors of, what's the name of the quarantine movie? Rec, where they get locked in a building and there's a quarantine. Frost Umetsu because of Nobuo Umetsu, the author of The Drifting Classroom. And Pau Patapon, which is based on her comic. So these are the characters. Those are their clothes before, during the presentation, during the outbreak, and then during the outbreak. These are their clothes and their design. I made these characters. This is currently my longest comic at 146 pages. These are the character designs. She's very cool, and I was considering making her cartoony and everyone else realistic. So chapter 1 is basically them like realizing that they're like, there's like a prologue of like, we were there for 40 days. Chapter 1 is basically the therapist goes to school and realizes, oh, I grew up in Carleton, but I never went to the architecture building. Chapter 2 is the professor is introduced, and then the mental health therapist says like, we actually need therapy for the entire school.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Because like these people are on edge. And then chapter 3 is we're seeing the girl on the bus on the way back to school, and then she's like, I'm gonna break up with him as soon as I see his fucking face. Because she is on the way back from a trip, and everyone on the way back from a trip will always break up with their boyfriend or their girlfriend as soon as they get back. But she wakes up from the bus and the guy's already there, like, I can't break up with you right now. You're being cute. And then chapter 4, and then it was like, I am actually preparing the presentation. Like, you're gonna do great. The guy, the professor, and the presentator are bonding. We have like the military quarantine coming in. Chapter 5, we have the presentation going down, and as she is doing the presentation, is doing like a mirror to what's happening. It's like, any other decision will affect our schooling, our friendship, our families, our relationship. You have to let it out, or we will just snap. That's when she snapped. And she broke up with him. And she was about to break up with him, but like just a second before she did, he breaks up with her instead. So she freaks out. She's super angry because when you're about to break up with someone and they do it to you first, annoying.
I would be relieved.
Hmm?
I think I would be relieved.
Wait, sometimes you want to do it because like, I don't know.
I mean, like, I've dumped everybody, including myself. So, like, yeah.
How did you dump yourself?
He wouldn't break up with me, so I broke up with us.
No.
I really liked the kid. Like, I really liked him, but he was not that into me, and that's okay.
Mm.
But I was like, you should, like, come see me. I am your girlfriend. And he was like, I'm busy. And it was going on and on and on, and I was like, can you please just come over? And then he came over, and I was like, what do you want, dude? And he was like, not this. And I was like, okay, we're breaking up, goodbye. But I effectively dumped myself.
No.
So, like, I've literally broken up with all of them, including me.
I have no clue of why they broke up. That's why it's all a part 1. It's just a feature. And then she storms out. She storms out of the building, and as she storms out, the whole building was surrounded by by military. And then she opens it, and then she gets sprayed, and then everyone gets locked in. And then she notices that she is now like kind of being protected by the professor. They just broke up, and then he is kind of like with the presentator, so they all kind of like jealous. It's like, why?
Sides.
Yeah, picking sides, and now everyone's mad at each other, but they're stuck there. And the professor's like, everyone calm down. If we're gonna be stuck here for the entire Christmas break, we may as well be productive. So now
-4. No. It's fine. It's so true and accurate for architecture.
but that's what he did too. He's trying to just calm everyone down. And then the last chapter, the bonus chapter, was just like, with like a prologue of like, because I don't have everything written down. I kind of just want to like,
really briefly.
yeah, I just wanted to show everybody. It's like he's doing like a TV show, like a TV show, like a blog with a video camera, and then we're showing like people like playing on a Nintendo, not Nintendo, eating
That's
food.
a toaster.
Yeah. They're playing with the toaster. Goddamn.
Playing with a toaster, and then stealing each other's food, hiding it in the vents, locking each other with like bat locks. He is now, so she is seen wearing his jacket, and then he is seen playing with her Nintendo Switch. So everything's kind of like Gucci.
Oh, it's
This
not a toaster, Dan.
yeah. No, this is a Nintendo Switch. So everyone's kind of shaving with
There is
knives and
toaster.
everything.
Yeah.
And then
it's
this
both.
this is her being basically, what do you call that? Being the therapist, and everyone's lining up to the therapist now.
Oh, it's the therapy.
Yeah, so this is all the other pages. And then, quick, this is 3 pages. Motherfuckers. So while I was on page 10 doing the 146 comic, I was like, my friend was like, do you want to go try Bumble? Do you want to go try Bumble? And then I said,
And so this is what happened.
no. I didn't say no. I said like, I can't. I mean, I don't want to. Please? I'm like, okay. So I went to Bumble. I did it for 4 days, and I said like, wait. What if I not go to Bumble? What if I ask out my crush from high school in 2009, like from like 8 years ago? Or yeah, I asked out this girl from like 8 years ago, like my biggest crush in high school. So I messaged her because I saw her like at a restaurant like a few months ago. It's like, hey, you're a nurse, right? Yeah. Can I use you as a model for a short comic book? It's about a nurse. Like, okay. Can I give it to you over dinner? It's like, yeah, sure, that would be fun. I always remember your drawing. Like, oh, cool. And then it's like, how much have you done? Oh, I'm halfway.
Didn't start.
Nope, I haven't started. So I had a week, I think, to do this. So I told her I'm gonna give it over on a date, and I had a week. So I did this over the week. It's about people in COVID. It's a nurse that goes for a smoke break, sees the city. You know, like she grabs a smoke, lights a cigarette, everyone's fucking smoking shit, running around, there's cops. And then she was like, motherfuckers. And then she was smoking and she sees another person in a gurney being brought in. It's like, okay, time to end the smoke break. She puts it out, ties her hair back, and then goes back to work. So she is not perfect. She's clearly doesn't care for her health, but she also is a nurse. And she also is pissed off at COVID. So this is just, I have a bunch of friends who work in hospitals, and they're so angry, and I have a bunch of friends who are doctors, nurses, they work in hospitals, and I just wanted to capture their like anger in like a short comic, and this felt good, because you've seen, for trying for like 20 years, I've been trying to finish a colored one. I have like the Glacier Report, which I have mass produced, but this is like a quick finish one. It's like, oh, it's nice. Anyway. Swipe right to fight is Tinder for a street fight.
That's a good tagline.
So basically, the whole comic starts.
That's good.
The whole comic starts with like a girl swiping like this, and sees like a jack dude, old shirtless dude, and like sees one shirtless dude, she's like, oh, not bad. Swipes, and then they meet in the back alley. They ask if you have protection, and they start putting like gloves and masks because it's during a sci-fi COVID. They put. It's like, do you have sanitizer? Yeah. You have a protection? Yeah. No. And like, whoosh, and then title drop will be like swipe right to fight. So it's like an
That's
app.
like the intro scene.
It is an app about street fights.
Oh my god.
So she proposed this while she is playing Street Fighter at an arcade.
Yes.
And she was drunk at an arcade. She was just telling a guy beside her, wouldn't it be cool if you have an app for like fighting, like Tinder, but for street fights? A year later, the app becomes a real thing, and she is pissed off.
Sure, yeah.
She wants to hunt down the person who made the app because it was my fucking idea. So I based the character off this non-binary person that I met at a grocery store downtown. They are very, very beautiful, and I was just crushing hard. And they were like, sometimes they look femme, sometimes they look masculine. They just look hot every single time. I was like, I'm just gonna use, this is what they look like in person.
Covered in blood for some reason.
Yeah, with the filter. I took a photo of this, a screenshot, and then I immediately asked permission because I know I'm gonna use it. I was like, can I draw this? And then they said, sure, you can draw it. I did not know I was gonna like it so much I want to make a whole comic. Before I had to ask that permission, her account is gone, she left town, I cannot find them anymore. And then they have the same vibe as this girl from like Instagram. Anyway, this is what the character looked like. So swipe right, hook left. And
Nice.
because I like their like feminine look, but I like their masculine look, so I was using like, what if I just use their femme as their past and then their masculine as like the present, so when I do the back and forth.
Nice.
So I like their fashion. So basically, you know, Tinder for street fights. This is when she was still pitching the idea to this random guy, and then was hunting them down years later. So basically, if you
Oh, they're
win a
Somerset.
fight in the street, you get that street name. So his name or their name is Somerset
Yeah.
because that's where they won their first fight. So they're called Somerset. And if you want to earn a street name, you gotta beat
You gotta beat the person with the name.
you gotta beat that person
Yeah,
with the
gym
name.
trainer.
So you got Somerset, and they got that name, but like, no, you're gonna meet characters like Sunnyside.
Oh damn.
That's not Dirk.
Yeah, you gotta meet like Sunnyside and Bronson, which is like a couple with dog called
Oh.
Sunnyside and Bronson.
That's great.
We got
That's so good.
we have Elgin, which is a fucking cop, and then
course.
a cop under the thing, because Elgin has the cop
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
And we got Bank Street, which is a big dude. Anyway, this is what it looks like. You fight
That's
in the
sick.
street, in the sci-fi.
That's
And then
sick.
it was just
Hell's Kitchen
about
over
like
there.
you know when you have like disagreements with like sometimes like there's this is set in the future, but there's a convoy in the future. It's like COVID-29 for this one.
2099.
Yeah.
You gotta be tough to win Banyan.
Yeah. So this is my. Do you remember the girl who wrote like curator with like the museum thing? This is that girl. She is my friend who models, and she has always good clothes. I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking use you if you want.
Looks like
It's
she
like give me a
stabbed you
street
with that
name.
cool
Give me a
cue.
street name that you like. It's like fuck. Just make me Vanier. Like oh yeah. And this is my friend Derek. He does not participate in the app. Maybe Derek likes the Dirk. Okay, his name is based off Derek, but like maybe he likes Somerset.
Maybe.
But they're homies. Okay.
My
They're homies.
exhausted brain was just like, where's Dirk Street?
Oh no, no, because he doesn't participate in the app.
He
'cause-
has his real name.
Yeah.
You mentioned that after,
Yeah.
but until that I was like,
Oh yeah.
That thought also came to me.
He thinks it's dangerous because
It is.
he is being
Probably.
protective about his friend, but he is the tattoo artist, and so I just want to draw people putting tattoos on each other. This is like the other characters. This is them putting tattoos,
Okay.
and then I don't know. If you ever had like a friend who would transition, and then you have like the are we homies now, or are we still homies kind of deal? What if I had a crush on you? What if you don't have a crush on me now? What does that make you? You know?
Yeah,
That make
is
you-
this the like should we kiss and find out?
Yeah.
Line? That's
So this is just more concept about Somerset, and then okay, Footsum. Footsum.
I love
Once
Footsum
upon a
too.
time, someone was leaving Streamin' and they said, "Goodbye, fellas. Stay handsome." And one guy was like, "You guys think the other body parts get jealous because we always say handsome?" I was like, open up a new canvas, like, I draw this foot, and a character is like, Footsum. So I made Footsum. So Footsum starts off in the water cooler, and he's looking at the group. And then this is Handrea, his love. Handrea is the pretty hand from across the office. It's like, oh, hi, Footsum. So Handrea is very sweet to Footsum. Hey, Handrea.
This
So-
is so cute.
So Handrea is very
This is a
nice.
very different vibe than everything else. too.
Handrea.
so wholesome.
So, out of all my comics that I've shown everyone on stream,
Yeah.
this is the one people love the most.
I'm
It's
not
wholesome.
surprised.
And then I was like,
Horrible.
this is the Naruto killer, isn't it? I was like, yep, this is the one. This is the one that will make it, they said. So, Handrea, so they work in, because I was like, oh, fuck, I'm already making so many stories in art. Swipe Right to Fight You, they work in an arcade, and they quit architecture because I just can always just use that as an Archieverse thing. So they work in a VR arcade like me, so they can just practice fighting, okay? So Footsum also works in an architecture firm, but everyone in the architecture firm is a hand, and they use the metric system, because base 10. But
he's
Footsum
imperial.
uses feet and inches because he's a fucking
Oh
foot,
Honestly, peak.
right? But Handrea was so nice to him, but later we find out that Handrea used to have that condition where you have 6 fingers. You know when you have an extra thumb on each hand? She got a surgery, so she got removed this, but she was known to count in base 12 because she had 12 fingers. That's why she understands Footsum a little bit more.
Aww.
This is
So, and
wholesome.
Footsum had like the master called Clubfoot, and then we have all these other characters. And then I was writing
We
this
got
like big,
Hobie in
big
the
bad,
back there.
big bad guy. Obviously, this big bad guy is inspired by Kingpin. I was like, I need
Yeah.
like a big fucking bad guy. I was like, what do I name him? What do I name him? Someone in chat's like, Hangnail.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, we're writing down. So if they write some cool idea, I have to like screenshot the chat.
Discord.
I have to screenshot the chat because I don't remember who to credit. So it was obviously like Handrea kind of fights with like the kicking, and Footsum kind of is like a melee guy. And then obviously they would go into some rough times. Handrea and Footsum kind of gets jealous, and then he kind of just dates this other freak called Fetisha. Fetisha is just like a very, very pretty foot model. But I know what you're thinking. What would happen in a foot and hand romance?
I know what would happen.
I
I've
was
seen
coming
these
up too.
drawings.
Yeah.
So a foot and hand romance is is what everybody was thinking in chat, and they were
Entwined.
just expecting it. And it's like, Don, are you gonna draw it? I'm like, of fucking course I'm gonna draw it. So I drew this in chat, and they were like, people just started like giving money, and they were so happy. I was like, I got so many followers.
How much of this is because of foot fetish?
Yeah. I got so many followers.
Hey, proud of you. Do it.
I was like,
It's a great story.
Niche audience.
yeah. I was
But
like,
the story's good.
I was like, are they gonna intertwine like?
Fetish money.
So I was like, I was gonna one
Get
up.
saucy.
Get this on Only Feet.
So this is volume 5, and then so yeah, so Footsum just gets like more crazy, and I don't know, I just thought like Handrea was so pretty, and because if I'm drawing, my left hand will always be free, and I always cross my arms, so I always have these. So that's why he's a right foot and left hand, because it'll always be, because I can't do the other way.
The artist is attached to the art.
Yeah. So, and then I was bored, and I was trying to just make. This is just 2 pages. The next one. I was bored, and I was trying to just like sketch, and I ended up liking the sketch, so I finished it.
I've done the same.
So, because sometimes you draw furry,
Sometimes you draw a furry.
sometimes you draw furry,
It happens.
sometimes you like it.
Yeah.
They should have hired him for cats. He would have done well.
So I drew, but I call him a woolly because it's a sheep. So I was like, I don't want to make a sheep kind of like, you know,
Is it a goat?
sexy. So I kind of sheared a little bit of like the thing so they make clothes by shearing themselves. So it's like, oh, I don't have a story for this. Let's just make it porn with a plot, like that's my friend described it. So I have your like a Hebridean sheep with they have like 4 horns. They can go up to like 6 horns. I don't know if the female can do the 6 horns, but I think they can. So this is what it would look like. So this is them kind of like, you know, kind of getting comfy.
She's shearing her clothes off.
Yes. So they make sexy clothes, and then they would like. So she has the scissors, she has the buzzer, so bzzz. Because she has like the woolly stuff, and then she has the long stuff. And then the last one is the Glacier Port. It has been 10 years since I made this one, and since it has been 10 years, I was like, I need to draw it in a remake. So this is what they look like before, and this is what they would gonna look like after. Check the boots. And then this is what they look like before, and 10 years later, they're gonna look like this. Check the boots. And then this is what they
Boots
look like
got an
before
upgrade,
10 years
baby.
ago, and then this is what they look like 10 years later. Check the boots. And then these are all the characters. And then summary is just, I'm not gonna, but I hope you pick one in your head that you really like, and you let me know later what you really like. Footsum, okay. Chris, I love.
Good choice.
You guys have always been supportive, and I love it, and it motivates me so much to just keep working. It's very hard. You've seen the whole journey. It's very hard, but any support is just so. It's just so motivating.
Beautiful journey.
Anyway, so this presentation is actually ranked by an AI system. It takes 10 seconds to rank everyone in the group. So take 10 seconds. 10, 9.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then we'll read your answer because I know everyone ranked everyone else as rank S.
A.
Stats.
I also would have been funny if you put Sims.
I am so sorry.
That was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
No, the only reason I wanted to be last was
It was
for
beautiful.
No, honestly, it was good timing, and I was able to see like a couple of your art before, but I've never been able to see like your journey of
Yeah.
art,
You're,
and it was really cool.
Oh, thank you.
it was very
Seeing
cool
your
seeing
progression
was
Yeah.
really cool.
You had like a year where like I don't know what Kool-Aid you drank, but like that year, like your improvement in
Oh.
1 year was insane.
I know. This is like that was Dawn's year.
One thing I would like to see you do someday,
Mm-hmm.
if you're ever looking for like a purely action scene to do,
Oh yeah.
we wrote a scene where Quicksilver and Daredevil fight, and it turned out really good. And I would love to see it drawn, but I can't draw it because I can't draw action.
Of course.
I will give you money.
I will also pay you money. We will pool our money and we will pay you if it means that you will draw this for us.
Okay. I can. I mean, you've seen me draw it. But yeah, thank you so much. Because like I had the 10-minute version of that, which is like snap, snap, snap. But like you guys had fun doing your own stuff. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to have them do the same shit.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how long.
It was over an hour.
Oh my god, no. That was supposed to be just a joke.
Yeah, it's 125.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
That was a great presentation, and if it wasn't past midnight, I would be a lot more enthusiastic.
Yeah, it's just very, very late.
Like
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I will drive whoever needs to drive.
If you want to linger, that's cool. If you are not.
No, no, no.
lingering,
Fuck, I'm driving all of you.
Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm at capacity. Like, adding to students.
I really appreciate it though.
It was a great presentation.
Everyone's presentation is exactly
It was great.
how I wanted it to be.
It was so cool.
Thank you. I know that was wrong. I was gonna do.